How did the whole Tough Enough concept get developed?
I don't know. I mean, I know they did the first one, and then when they did the first one, I asked Big if because he was in charge. Him and Kevin Dunn were in charge of it,
right?
And I told them, I said I want to do the next one, and JR wanted me to do it too. And JR came up to me and said, he asked me, he goes, "You sure you want to do it?" He said, "We'd really like you to do it because, Taz, he kind of bullied people around." And he said if somebody called him out, he'd get his ass whipped. He said, "We know with you, if somebody called you out, we ain't got to worry about you.
Right.
You'd take care of it." And so I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." And that was one of the best things I've ever done. I loved it.
Did you think the show exposed the business at all, or at that point the business was pretty much already open?
It was pretty much already open.
Right. I heard rumors, I don't know how true it is, that Triple H wasn't really for the taping of the show.
He wasn't.
Right.
He wasn't. He didn't like it.
What happened with you and Matt Cappotelli? Obviously that's a sore subject, but
not sore with me. To me, they disrespected the business. Because you got guys that work hard to make the business what it is today. And it was in Tough Enough 3, and I was a guest on number 3. Well, I got there, and they had everybody in the ring, and they're supposed to have a match. It's like tag in, do your thing, tag out, somebody else comes in, one of them things. Well, they're all laughing, cutting up, like slamming people, and the guy taking the slams, laughing, and, and getting punched, and they're laughing while they're getting punched, and I'm sitting there like, this is not the way it's supposed to be. And they're filming this for TV.
Right.
And I'm sitting there, my blood was boiling. And so I went up to Big, I said, I need to get in there. And Matt was the one laughing and carrying on more than anybody. And so then they stopped and said they switched out people, and I got in there and I showed him that's not the way it is.
Right.
And I made a believer out of him, and, he couldn't take a simple ass whipping. All I did was, give him a bloody nose, bust his mouth open, and that was it, and blacked his eye. And then he the next day he was crying on the show wanting to quit. Well, if he can't take that, he doesn't need to be in the business. Because that,
right.
I was easy on him. I could have been a lot worse.
Did you get heated off from the office for doing that with Matt?
Sure didn't.
They were all for it?
Yep, they were all for it.
What about as far as talent? We did an interview with Alan. At one point, he thought it was wrong that you shouldn't have taken liberties with Matt. Do you regret it at all, looking back at it? Or
no, I don't regret it.
Okay.
I'd do it again. And me and Al got on the phone, went round and round about it. And I told Al, I said, I'll damn sure do it again. I said, I'm protecting the business. I said, all you are to these guys, you're nothing but a mother. I said, that's all you are to them. And, me and Al are good friends.
Did you guys agree to disagree, I guess?
We agreed. Yeah, we're good friends, and to this day, we're still good friends. And we had a heated argument, but you know what? After that argument was over, and I saw him at TV the next time, everything was fine. But I had my opinion on it. He had his, and I told him, I said, you baby these guys too much. It's not the way it is. And I said, I went in there and I showed them the way it was. And that's too fucking bad if you don't like it.
Right.
And I said, I'll do it again if I have to. And ain't nobody going to stop me. And of course, Al disagreed and everything. But that's just that's the way it was.
Did any of the other boys ever come up to you and ask you about that situation, or nobody really cared?
Johnny Nitro at the time, who is now John Morrison, at first he didn't understand. He didn't like it. But then after he started working and he'd been on TV for a while.
He understands.
He came up to me and he said, now I know why you did what you did. He said, I understand it. He said, I get it. And I said, thank you.
What are your thoughts on Johnny? Because he's really come into his own recently.
I like him. I think he's a hell of a worker. You know, he gets it. He's in great shape, too.
I know Triple H went on a TSN, and I guess he said your actions were inexcusable. Did you know about that at all?
About what?
About the whole incident with Matt.
Well, because Triple H he doesn't like violence. That's why.
Right.
That's all it is.
Okay. Moving on.
Not so much he doesn't like violence. You know, it's just like if you asked him about UFC, he doesn't like it. Right. But you know what? I was protecting the business, and if Triple H don't get that, well, then he can kiss my fucking ass.
I guess did Vince change once WWE was back on top and WCW was bought? Did he calm down a little bit? Now that he was
I don't know. I didn't.
Right.
Vince was always Vince to me. You know, Vince was always nice to me.
Memories of your matches with RVD.
Great. I loved him. Me and Rob I loved him. Some of the best matches I had were with Rob, especially the Extreme Rules match we had on TV when I got my back cut.
Right.
I think that was our best match we ever had. I love working with Rob.
Is it true that you got to work out with Vince a lot? You got really close with Vince?
I never worked out with him.
Okay.
I don't know where you got that from. Internet, maybe?
Maybe.
Internet's full of shit.
Exactly.
The thing is with the internet, anybody can go on there and say whatever they want to say, and it's like, where do these people get this information from?
Right.
I can go on there and make stuff up about you guys.
It's been done before.
It's like, right.
Right. What is the biggest misconception about Vince?
People think he's an asshole just because of TV, but he's not.
Right.
I mean, Vince has always been good to me. He always has. You know, and I'll go to bat for Vince any day of the week because he's always taking good care of me.
Thoughts on The Undertaker as a person?
Great.
Good guy?
Good guy. You couldn't ask for a nicer guy.
Is it hard to, I guess, get him to like you? From what I understand,
you have to earn his respect.
He's got a little circle, I guess.
Yep. You have to earn his respect.
Did you like wrestling on the ECW roster?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you see it as a step down or
no?
Okay. As long as you're getting paid.
You're on TV. That's all that matters.
Did Crash's death hit you hard when he passed away?
No. Because I wasn't that close to him.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.